Yes, ma'am.
It looks like we're live.
Hey, y'all. This is TRG 2.0. You got your lovely, glammed up Miss Rami Ra, my breath of fresh air, and here I am, Mr. Key. And the
My ray
topic
of
is,
sunshine.
thank you, love. Why does society put more pressure on a woman to have a man than it does a man to be a man?
It's a
So
great
tell me,
question.
Miss Rami Ra.
Well, let's see. From the time we're little children, we hear fairy tales about the woman and how it takes a man to rescue her, and she really needs this prince or this knight in shining armor to be happy and to live happily ever after. It's fed to us. We're pressured to find that perfect man. We're pressured to catch him by hook or by crook. And nowadays, these young parents are teaching kids to go catch a football player, basketball player, and get pregnant to catch a man by any means necessary. Get a man.
So
um,
you trying to say society is saying to use your womanly ways to get that superstar, that
or just to get a man.
man
He
of
don't have to
men,
be a star.
to get that man of man to make sure that y'all are taken care of.
Yes, yes. And it's almost as if we don't have an identity of our own as a woman. We're not given value unless we have a husband or a man to call our own.
But as my helpmate, that is your identity. As we come together and make one, that is our identity. Because when you come and take my last name and we become together, we form a new identity. Ain't that how it's supposed to work?
Yeah, and that is true. And we do take on your identity. However, um, as the post states, the whole thing is we need to do whatever we need to do to get a man. We're not Our value comes from having that man and getting that man. However,
Hey, Miss
um,
Lee.
and hey,
Hey,
Nick,
Miss Nikki.
we're not taught how to keep the man, or also, especially black men, they're taught to go sow their royal oats, get as many babies out there as possible, and not necessarily stay there to take care of them. So getting that man is just the first steps. Keeping him is seems they near impossible these days. I know it's possible because I do see happy couples out there, but I see far
Hey,
more
sis.
disenchanted women out there who have a hard time keeping a man, even the ones that did all the right things and got married and did everything so called the right way. It's kind of hard to stay married and keep that man because the man is doing him. He's acting single, even though he have a household. He got a wife, but he's acting single. He's not pressured to be a husband or to be a good man to his wife.
Hey, Miss Fifi. Okay, but look how Miss Danielle Young said. That don't mean you have to sacrifice who you are.
Okay, explain that. Go into detail. Give me a little something about that. What does that mean?
Okay. You don't have to sacrifice who you are just because you become my helpmate, just because you take my name, just because you come into my world does not mean you have to sacrifice who you are. I don't want to have a woman, I don't want to have a wife that when she becomes mine, that everything that happens, she forgets who she is. I want you to keep on having your world. I don't want you to become everything that I am. That's the whole world. I don't need that because you need to have your own world.
Agreed. But
Because
that's not. I don't think that's the issue, though. Is
yeah,
that the
because
issue?
the issue is a lot of times women come into a relationship and they try their damnedest to make everything right for that man, and they forget
Right.
who they are,
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
and then they resent that man for what happened. But we're getting off subject.
That's a good point, though.
We're
But
getting off subject.
And
Society
you know
says,
why?
why does why are men being men, and why does society put more pressure on the woman?
Right. And that goes back into your point of why so many women lose who they are for the point of keeping that man, to the point where they lose who they are. They lower their standards. They allow disrespect to themselves just for the sake of keeping a man, because society puts that pressure on them and labels them as a failure if they get a divorce, or if they lose that man, or if through whatever, for whatever reason, they become a single parent because they lost that man. So that's where the resentment comes from, bending over backwards, losing everything, and for the sake of a man who don't even want to be there. So yeah, and then that same guy who she bent over backwards for, he's congratulated for having a side piece over here, another family over there. He's congratulated. There's no accountability on his part to stay faithful, or to be a good husband, or to stay involved with that family.
Okay, I'm finna get beat up for this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Not you, and I'm not saying the women are 2.0, but I'm finna take this. I'm finna take it.
Go ahead, spill it.
Women have made it easy for men to be the way we are because you accept the behavior that we exhibit.
Say that one more time.
Y'all accept the behavior that we exhibit
We accept it because we keep bending over backwards and doing what we think you need to stay married, or to keep you involved in the family.
because no matter what happens, you keep coming back and accepting what we do on a continual basis because you want a certain lifestyle, or you want a certain type of man, or you want a certain look, and you accept what we're doing.
And I'm gonna
And
add another one in there. Is the fear of being lonely too, or the fear of being alone, that adds to your equation.
I don't think that the fear of being alone, because there are too many decent black men out there, brown men, men of from the islands, wherever you want to call them, not even going to the other skin color. There are too many decent men out there that get overlooked just because they don't have that edge. Not gonna even use the other words, but they don't have that edge that women look for.
What edge would that be? Go ahead and speak on that for a second.
That bad boy edge, that roughness.
Uh-huh. So you're saying that we as women have to take some accountability for wanting those bad boys and making those bad boys husbands?
You do take it on because, for the simple fact, you accept a boy's behavior when it should be a man in that boy's place.
I'll
Because
grant you.
you, as a woman, have already reached a plateau, but then you reach back and accept a man, you accept a boy that should be in a man's place. Because you, as a woman, have reached a certain place because of your education, because of your job status, because of where you are in life. But you step back and you accept a boy in a man's place instead of having a man in that man's place.
Huh. So what
Just because
happens?
of his looks, his style, his swag, instead
Okay.
of what he brings to the table, you accept that swag.
Okay, so I think there is the expectation that people will grow and outgrow the stage that they're currently in, and eventually man up, eventually take on manhood and accountability for um doing the right thing,
Oh,
for
come on. I want you to
moving
see,
forward.
I want you to hear what Miss Fee said. Miss Fee talking about, no, that's not true. No,
What
it
Miss
is
Fee
true,
say?
Miss Fee.
What Miss Fee say?
Miss Fee talking about it's not true. Yeah, it is true. And then she gonna laugh. And
Let me
yes,
tell you.
Miss Danielle, y'all do overlook the red flags. They stay throwing red flags out. And Miss Shannon Straughter, you probably was telling somebody at work or somewhere else that it happens like this all the time.
I do know far too many women who they know that their man is cheating. They know that he's not, providing or doing the things that men should do. He's not leading, he's not doing, but they will not let go. They'll sit there and know and get mad at anybody who tells them. So I do understand there is some accountability on the woman's side, but then again, that's again because society puts such pressure on us and labels us as failures if we don't have a husband or if we've never been married or we claim we can't keep a man because the man doesn't want to um, stay married. And I do say that we have some accountability, but at the same time, I won't say that's completely our fault because I know there are women like me who hadn't done anything or hadn't accepted that behavior, and therefore I might be considered a serial monogamist because I cut you at the knees at the first time you do it. I'm not going to give you multiple times to continue that behavior. You know better. You're a grown man. I shouldn't have to tell you that cheating is unacceptable or having outside children or side pieces is unacceptable. I shouldn't have to tell you that as a man. But, you know, men at the same time are praised by society for that behavior, while women are
So
abhorred for not.
okay, okay, I have a question. Okay, Danielle Young brought this up. Do
Okay.
you feel that when a woman gets a man, that she has to raise him?
It's looking like that. And it's looking like she's got to be the tough mom that the mothers of these raising these boys is not being. It's like she's got to
Ooh,
put her foot up his
ooh.
ass and make
No,
him
I'm
man
not gonna
up
let you step
for
on my
him.
brother's toes
I'm
now.
just got to, that's just been my experience. And I, for one, don't want to have to play the role of mama. If I got to play mama, I'm not turned on, I'm turned off because I don't have any kids.
I'm
I don't
not
want
gonna
a
let you
grown man
step
that I
on my
got a mama.
brother's toes now.
It's what it is.
Now, if we man enough to come out here and be your protector, your provider,
Who's doing that though? Who's doing that these days?
but I see it all the time. I see it everywhere.
I don't. I see
Okay,
it rarely. I
I
think
I'm
that they're the
glad you said
exceptions.
that. I'm
They're
glad
the
you said that.
exceptions.
I wanted to lead you into that because a lot of times women have grown so accustomed and grown so comfortable
Uh-huh.
that y'all are not going out and venturing into different areas, and you
Mean,
still
break that down.
accepting the people that are in your same circle and your same hunting grounds, and you're
Okay.
getting the same results.
So you're saying change the watering hole.
You're gonna have to, because if you're getting the same results that you've been getting for the last 5, 10, 15 years, and you're still in the same area. I'm not saying change your locale, but maybe instead of here, maybe you go to a jazz club. Uh, maybe you start going to the museum. But maybe if you're going to the museum and the jazz club, maybe you start going to a different area. Maybe you start going to the going out and hanging out. You have to change where you see, meet, and greet people to get a different change in scenarios that are going on in your life.
I agree with that. And some of us have actually done that. And it's not as easy as you say it is because you change locale and then you see a lot of couples. You see couples that want to extend you as a third party to their marriage or to spice up their situations.
Now, see, I
It's
ain't
not
talking
as
about
cut and
that kind
dry
of
as that.
locale. See, I'm not
Just
talking
saying.
about that locale. I know those are those locales because I didn't ran into them locales.
I mean, you get these at regular locales like museums and things. I mean, these are not like lifestyle parties and these are just regular places and you get approached by craziness like that. So I'm just saying it's not as easy as just,
I
oh,
can't
try a
deal.
different spot.
I can't even deal with Danielle tonight. You talking about even the ugly guys getting beside themselves? They have a right to get beside themselves. Because what if they have the education? What if they got the job? What if they've reached out and made it? So how come they don't have the right to be beside, get up and have a chip on their shoulder. And yes, Latanya, my sis, if a men can be intimidated by a woman that has her own. So yeah, did you get that, Ramara?
No, I lost connection for a second. What did I
Okay.
miss?
Latanya was like saying that men get intimidated by women that can handle their own and stand on their own 2 feet.
I can agree with that. I've encountered that a lot, a lot.
Okay, what
If
do y'all
you
do
have
about
an
that?
opinion of your own, they're intimidated or they're in their feelings. You can't. You're not allowed to have a brain or think or have an opinion outside of theirs. It's real. It's reality.
So what kind of conversation can you have? What kind of educated conversation can you have with somebody that's intimidated by your intellect?
You can't. So you move on. At least that's what I do. I don't waste my time anymore. I don't waste my time trying to explain why a person should listen to me or see my point of view. They either recognize the value or they don't, and it's not my job to force my view on anyone. I'm trying to vibe higher and gravitate to what's on my level, and a lot of people just aren't there. It's okay. I'm cool. I don't know about anyone else's experiences, but that's just been my personal experience. You can't force it. You can't force someone to be on your level. And Danielle says, even though we have some accountability, but why is men doing everything that is not becoming of a true gentleman, not called out, that's not called out by society? That's a good one.
Um, okay, that is a good one. Sometimes women don't see it when it comes to them face to face. You don't see when a man approaches you because a lot of women are so ingrained in their careers and trying to get so far ahead that they don't see that man coming for them. And it's not the woman's fault, and it's not the man's fault. Somebody got to take time out for each other.
How do you do that in a respectful manner? And how does society see that I mean, how does society look at a man who says, "Hey, let me talk to this woman and see where her head is"? If a man does that in front of society, his boys are gonna put him down. They're gonna call him whipped and all kind of stuff that's
No,
unbecoming.
no,
He's
no,
gonna get labeled if he does try to,
no. A lot of things happen because of that one word that came out maybe 10 or 15 years ago called thirsty.
that that.
A man can try and be cordial to a woman without anything but just trying to be cordial. And he can get labeled as thirsty.
But I'm talking about existing relationships. I'm not talking about somebody trying to get someone's attention. I'm talking about existing relationship where a man and a woman are together, but she's bending over backwards trying to keep him, and he's doing whatever he wants to do. If he was to change his ways and try to become a good husband, that's the man I'm talking about. He can't be called thirsty because he's already got her, and he knows she's not going anywhere. So that's a different situation.
Well, that's just a learned behavior because if you as a couple, it's like training a dog. It's a bad analogy, but
No, you got it right. You got it.
if you let that puppy wet in the house from the get go, he gonna wet in the house when he's a grown ass dog. So you have to train them from the get go. So if you allow your husband, your mate, to dog you from day one, he's gonna dog you in year 20.
Okay, so what
So
you're saying is
you can't change that. So if
Okay.
you accept your mate abusing you in the beginning, you can't expect all of a sudden to be like, hey, stop. This is
Sure.
not good.
Sure, you can. People change all the time and they evolve, I hope. But you're pretty much saying that the emphasis shouldn't be on society for a man to become a man and do manly things. The emphasis should be on the individual woman who he's married to make him man up. That's what I'm getting from that.
Correct. And
But
I have
why?
to, I have to answer Miss Danielle's question.
What did Miss Danielle ask? Read her question, please.
Why don't other men hold each other accountable? Well, I'm Miss Danielle, and my circle of friends, which is small, we do hold each other accountable. We don't let each other drive drunk. We tell each other when our coattails is showing. We let each other know when the other one is slipping. But that comes from years of us calling each other's brothers and friends.
But that doesn't have anything to do with being a good man to his woman, though. What she's asking is why don't men hold other men accountable for being a good man to his wife?
Because this is why. The first time you try and tell another man about his household, he's going to think that you're trying to be inside of his household. You cannot tell another man anything about his shade tree.
So
Men
you're
do
saying,
not discuss business. I can't walk up to another man and just see him out here and he's mistreating, doing something wrong. Hey man, that's not right. That's not that's just what that's not what we do. That's just not
so
what we do.
so Miss Danielle says you think that's part of the problem is that you can't hold each other accountable for
It's a very
how you
big part of the
see.
problem. Because first thing that man gonna do is gonna turn around on me and be like, nigga, you must want this bitch. Or you must be the nigga that she's fucking.
So again, we come down to society putting pressure on women, but not putting pressure on men.
It's a catch 22. It's a double-edged sword.
Uh-huh. And so at the same time, society labels women who get themselves out of this situation, who says enough is enough. I'm not dealing with this foolishness anymore. I could be good on my own. Now all of a sudden you're labeled as bitter and broken because you broke free and got your freedom and you're stress free.
Correct.
I don't know if there's a fix to this problem. How would you say that we fix this?
You can't fix a problem like that. Now, within the circle of friends, we can fix that. I can walk up to my best partner, guy by the name of Breeze. I can tell him, hey man, your coattail is showing. What you doing is wrong. Now he may be mad, but he gonna listen to me. But I can't walk out there on the cut and see another Negro and say, hey man, what you doing is wrong.
Okay, so that was what Miss Tasha was asking. She says, however, I still think if you're a boy, you should be able to be real with him and let him know that he's wrong. So
I
you're
can
saying,
I can go to my boy and tell him you're wrong. Now he may not be happy about it, but I can go to him and I can tell him you're wrong. I can snatch his coat and tell him he's wrong.
okay, so let me ask you, because I know there's a lot of brotherhoods, a lot of fraternal organizations and things like that. So would you not be able, like within your organizations, within your, ministries and things like that, to say, hey, your wife is, complaining to the sister wives of the church that, this is going on, this abuse is going on or whatever. You can't pull that brother aside that's in your order or your,
Okay.
brotherhood or whatever.
I'm gonna speak on this one time and one time only. I belong to a Greek and several Masonic organizations. In the 15 years of marriage, I don't take my wife around them because I know how hoish and doggish
Okay.
their ass is.
Okay.
I have seen how they trade ass amongst themselves,
Wow.
and I refuse to fall out with my brethren because I have to crack one of their skulls wide open behind my
Uh,
wife.
mm,
And that's all I'm gonna speak on that.
okay. So you're saying your wife would never be able to tell them what's going on, in other words.
Because soon as I have a very outspoken wife, and as soon as one of them disrespected her, everybody gonna know, and I'm gonna crack a skull open.
Um, I'm not sure if this is Fee that's saying, but men are quick to check women, but they don't check each other. You know, if they see a woman out of line, they're quick to check somebody else's woman, but they don't check each other. Can you speak on that?
Say that again.
Um, oh, what happened to? Oh, it says, but men call women out all the time, but never call another man out. Sweep around your own male front door before you try to tell a woman what she should or should not be doing.
To me, that's not men folk talk. That's that's bitch nigga shit. That's not, and we're gonna leave that there.
Okay. Um, Danielle says, do you think this is the society thoughts based on generational curses or being a woman? Because of the role of women have been pushed on each other, almost like it's a competition or a badge of honor. And the competition, of course, is to be married and, one up the other, have the bigger house, the better husband, better car, blah, blah, blah.
Now I believe that for the quickness, especially among our culture. I mean, you can buy a house within the same subdivision and know good and well they all got the same uh what is it, floor plan, and each and every one try to do something that's totally just try to freak it out just to be like, well, this got this and this got that, knowing damn well y'all all know exactly how much each one of these houses cost, but you be like, oh well, mine is this, and mine is that. Nigga, we all paid the same amount. We all stay in the same subdivision. We all went up here to the same office. We all walked through the same model home. We all got the same deal, unless you had some terrible ass credit. You all got the same fixed rate. So I mean, what is you trying to say? I mean, oh, your grass may be a little bit greener because you got a sprinkler system, but other than that, they all the damn same. But they all try to make it like, oh, mine is just so much more than this, and I got this, and well, mine has this, and mine. No, yeah, within our culture, yes, we try to one up each other with everything.
Okay. Well, I know it's getting pretty close to our cutoff time. Do you have any closing remarks?
Other than don't forget about the 2.0 Cosmel trip. Y'all make sure y'all get with the admins. Don't forget to get y'all bookings done, and please, y'all, please, y'all sign up to do these lives. Y'all put in y'all comments what y'all want to hear, what y'all want the lives to be about. Then y'all sign up, y'all do them, so that the admins can contact y'all and let y'all know who gonna be on the next hot seat, so y'all can hear and be see what it's about.
Yeah, we want to hear your point of view too. It's not just about what we think. We want to hear everyone's points of view and hear everyone's experiences because we grow by hearing everyone's experiences, guys. Thank you
I
guys
want
for joining us.
me matter of fact, I want to see Miss Fifi on one. I want to nominate her for one. I want Miss Shannon, Miss Danielle, to hook Miss Fifi up with somebody that can give her a go.
Oh Lord, like Marcus.
Oh, I want to see Miss Fifi with maybe Mr. Richard Ruth.
Oh Lord. Oh, that's a good one. He's so intelligent, so handsome. Oh Lord. Okay, let me quit. Had a moment there.
There you go. Say,
Well, I think that does it for us tonight. I think there's another comment down there. Latanya, I can't really see the comment, but if you can see Latanya's comment, can you speak to it?
we appreciate it. Military, we appreciate it, sis. She said great points and good dialogue. Like I said, y'all get with the admins. Put your name in the pot for the hot seat. Come
We
on, Miss
look
Fee. You get on here so we can tune in.
we look forward to hearing you guys, and we hope you enjoy your holidays.
Y'all don't eat too much.
Now I
Peace.
got to go get to cooking. We'll see
Y'all be
y'all
good.
later.